Hi everyone, welcome. FPL Matt Day here. It's great to be back streaming, ready for FPL Game Week 12 Best Tips video. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Be sure to give the video a like and get all of your comments in ready for Game Week 12. So as usual, I will share screen and go through my best tips ready for Game Week 12. Another big game week ahead of us this week. So here we go. Let's share the screen. I'll just bring that up now for us all. And I can go in to my first tip. And by doing that, I can go onto my team here. And you can see here on screen, this week is the week of flags. It's the week of flags. So my tip this week is wait until press conferences. There is so many flags. You can look at my team there. Flag on Saka, Lamptey's out. Flag on Maddison. There was a flag on Matt Cash. They reckon he's back now. I've got Foster there flagged. Maker is flagged as well. So plenty of flags in my team. So my first tip is this week, be sure to wait for the press conferences before making any transfers, especially if you've not made your transfers early. My second tip is I would target an Arsenal player this week. Good 2-0 win in the Champions League this week. They play Burnley at home. They can't buy a point at the moment. They're really struggling. Saka is flagged here, as you can see. It's a knock. I think he'll be fine. He did ask to get subbed off, but it was probably just as a precaution. Nketiah and Erdegaard are flagged as well. But that means it leaves the likes of Martinelli and even potentially Trossard with an opportunity to get some big points this weekend as differentials. So definitely target at least one Arsenal player, but wait until those press conferences. We've also got the likes of Saliba in there as well. My next tip is the best assets to own this week. And for me, these assets that I'm going to go through now, Mitoma, great asset this week at home to Sheffield United. See how he pulls up in the Europa League, but for me, great pick this week if you can get him in your team. Another pick is a midfielder who's been absolutely brilliant this season. No surprises when I go to West Ham who it's going to be. And it's Jared Bowen, home to Nottingham Forest, followed by some good fixtures after that against Burnley and Palace. And then my next one, another very obvious one at this stage. Sadly, not in my team. I wish I just got him in on wildcard. It was a big mistake by me. But it's Kieran Trippier away to Bournemouth on absolute fire. 9 points against Arsenal last week. And as I mentioned before, away to Bournemouth this week. So my next tip is about captains and the best players to captain this week. For me, there's a couple. Salah, home to Brentford, I still think is a fairly good captain option. Like, he's not been getting huge amount of shots off, but he's still always involved in the play, involved in the goals. In his last couple of home games, 8 points and 16 points there. Also 10 points at home to West Ham, 8 points home to Villa. Very strong at Anfield, playing against Brentford at home this week. And then also Erling Haaland, he is fit to play. He scored 2 in the Champions League. He's got Chelsea away. I still think Chelsea are very vulnerable. I know they beat Spurs, but I think with the 11 men, Spurs would have scored another goal or 2. They were slicing Chelsea open in those early stages. So Chelsea in this one, it actually could be a good day out for Erling Haaland. And then a complete curveball captain for me this week is from Manchester United at home to Luton, 13.5 selected. Bruno Fernandes popping up with goals. He got one in the Champions League, 11 points against Fulham last week as well. Always sort of finds ways to drag United, out of trouble at times with a goal. I know he couldn't do it in Copenhagen, but he almost did. So that's my captain options. And then my last tip, we'll go into the fixtures. We'll go into the previous game week and just some of the scores. And what I'm going to say as my last tip is there's a lot of managers, just like myself, didn't get a great game week. Points were low. It wasn't a good scoring game week. So don't feel down. Don't feel bad. What I will tell you after playing this game for a long, long time was it is a very bizarre game week. Who would have expected Salah to blank against Luton, Haaland to blank against Bournemouth? Son also blanked. He did score, but it got disallowed, but he blanked. Every top player, Saka, he blanked. Majority of assets, all blanked. So don't feel bad. It was a bizarre week. Move on, and we'll go on to game week 12. So there you have it. They are my tips all ready for game week 12. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new here also. Look, I'll leave it there. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. There will be plenty of shorts before the game week. I know we've had a lot of love on the shorts over the last week, so I really appreciate that and all of the support. And there'll be also a live deadline stream. So be sure to tune into that before this week's deadline. I'll see you all in the next one. I'm FPR Matt Day. Bye for now.